All right, good afternoon, everybody. We want to welcome to the City of Brownsville Board of Mayor of Alderman City Council meeting for August 13, 2024. But first thing on the agenda, we are now in session and call to order. We do have a couple ordinances. We have 3 ordinances on our agenda tonight, which will require a second reading on 2, and which will have a public hearing. And of course, at the end, you have an opportunity for 2-minute comments about anything on tonight's agenda. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is have an invocation of pledge. May we bow for a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you once again, humbly as we know how, saying thank you for all the blessings and opportunities for our community. We want to be careful to always give you the honor and the glory for which it all belongs. We think about those that are not here tonight that want to be. We think about Alderman Taylor and his illness, and we want to send a prayer and a blessing up for him as well. We think about all the troubles and tribulations that are going on around the world, but we thank you for keeping us safe here in Brownsville, Tennessee. May you guide us, keep us, may we be obedient to your word and your will. May we continue to do the work of the community. Keep our minds clear, our hearts strong, and keep us always working towards what's best for our community. These things we thank you for and ask you for in Jesus' name. Amen. May we stand for pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, the next thing on our agenda for tonight's consideration is the approval of minutes from the July 9th, 2024 meeting. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes from July 9th, 2024. Is there any question, concerns from the audience? Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion.
It's been moved by Alderman Flagg. Do I hear a second?
Second.
It's been moved by and seconded by Alderman Bishop. Any questions, concerns? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor, let it know by sign of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Minutes approved. Next is ordinance number 1023, stormwater management on the second reading. What you have before you is some housekeeping for our stormwater management. Of course, Mr. Cato Potter, he's out. He has his daughter's not well, so he's home with his family. But you understand, he presented this in our first reading, in our last meeting, and now we're in the second reading. This is housekeeping on the stormwater maintenance. The city of Brownsville is in compliance with the regulations and requests of the state. At this time, we'll close out our session and open up a public hearing. At this time, we now want to hear comments from the public. Are there any questions concerning stormwater maintenance in ordinance number 1023 from the public? Okay, hearing none, we'll close out our public hearing, go back in session. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 1023 on the second reading. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to adopt.
Motion, do I hear a second?
A second.
It's been moved and properly second. All those, any questions, concerns from all? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor, let it know by the sign of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Ordinance number 1033 passes on the second reading. Property pages to that ordinance. Now we're in ordinance number 1024. We're on the second reading of renaming of Morgan Street to Westlake Way in that short corridor. Of course, you know, it's been the 50th anniversary of Westlake, which is a request. We want to affect something to TCAT, Westlake, and maybe one other property. So I think everybody's in compliance or in favor of this. At this particular time, I hadn't heard any different. So at this time, we close out our session because we're on the second reading and open up for public hearing, any questions, concerns. So at this time, are there any questions or concerns from the public? Okay, hearing none, we'll close out the public session. We'll go back into the city council meeting. This time I'd like to entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 1024 on the second reading. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion.
It's been moved. Do I hear a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Any questions, concerns? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it know by the sign of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Okay. Ordinance 1024 passed on the second reading. Ordinance number 1025 on the first reading, property maintenance regulations. What this does is just, there was some language that was changed in this particular ordinance that we already had on the books. Concerning the fees, when we actually have to go out, once we're out of compliance with code, Of course, we do, go out and have a crew. We had to do a lot of catching up, thank goodness the weather has cooperated with with compliance with codes. And when we have to do this after it reaches a code violation, there was the fees and things of that nature change. Dylan or Caleb are not here tonight. This is just on ordinance on the first reading. Everything I see seems to be in order. The people have to keep their properties, in good, condition. And at such time, we give a notice of 5 days and to a fee not exceeding $200. If a lot containing less than 1 acre, a fee not exceeding $400. So it just changes the fees that you see in bold print there. This is order number 1025 on the first reading. Okay, if there's not any discussion, I'll call for the motion. Yes, sir.
So it's 5 days?
Okay.
And I see
Bring
5
grass
days
and
here.
the vegetation upon the property within 5 days, therefore, of the building inspector, his agents obtain the warrant. It's about, I think it's always been 5 days.
I thought they've been telling me 14 days.
Yeah, and
That's for the letters.
for the letters, yeah, it's 14 days would be, 2 weeks basically, to get it taken care of, and I guess we're 5 days of the notice, which means the letter. Good question.
So, I mean, I guess my point is 5 days, 14 days on the letter. By that time, it's pretty much we're way out of control.
Yeah, so this is the last effort, you know what I'm saying? Once we give proper notification, in 5 days, we can receive the notice to be in compliance. If not, we have to come in and cut it. And then the fees are listed there below.
Man, I would say something else.
Yes, sir, please.
Basically, good evening, everybody. Basically, what it also does is, it also, Michael helped compose this too. With respect to the, entering the property, you got to first, the codes office got to first obtain either a warrant through the property authority, or they get permission from the property owner. So, that we were staying within the legal parameters of that language that was currently in there. And then you get a bottom fee and a top fee for the cuts, whether it be an acre or whether it be less than an acre. And so you have those numbers there in front of you. And, we'll say a minimum fee not exceeding, and on both. So basically, it's gonna be the cost of the actual, it's gonna be the actual cost of the service there. So.
Yeah, it's a minimum fee of $200 for acre or less, 400, not exceed $400 per acre or more, containing 1 acre. So, yeah, thank you. So I think those fees are very much in compliance with this is after 5 days receipt of the notice. Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor, I'm playing. Are there any other questions, discussion?
So what we saying, like even a lot just costs $200 if it's up, so what it is over 10 inches on the grass cutting, right?
Well, it doesn't define in this particular ordinance, but it's just, it has to be in compliance. Once they receive, they have 14 days, and then after 5 days of this notice to the property owner, then of course the fees become relevant. A minimum fee not exceeding $200 for lots of land containing less than 1 acre, so it can't exceed $200 for less than an acre. And then an acre, a minimum fee not exceeding $400 for acre or more, 1 acre or more. So this is kind of put, like I said, the minimum and the maximum fees in. It doesn't, so we know each situation will be different. Of course, get more information from Caleb and Dylan, but Mr. Mayor.
Actually, when you put the language in there about it not exceeding, basically, whatever it costs, you can't exceed $200. You basically putting a maximum on the surcharge there. So it's not gonna cost you $200. It's gonna say the minimum fee, it does not exceed $200. That's all, that's just a parameter that was placed in there that wasn't there before. And the same on the language when it regards to over an acre, 400, not to exceed $400. So, that's not gonna probably be the actual cost. So that's just the language in there to protect the city in case they need the manpower and they have to move things in order to cut the grass and all that other kind of stuff and pull the guys from the crew to actually go out there. They're putting, when they're doing that, they're basically leaving one job to go to that particular job.
This is true.
So, you know, it's just trying to, buttress the city efforts in that area.
Okay, any other questions, concern? Okay, at this time on the first reading, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve order number 1025 on the first reading. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion.
It's been moved. Do I hear a second?
Second.
You move proper second. Any other questions or concerns? Here none, we'll call for vote. All those in favor, let it know by the sign of aye. Those opposed, nay. Ordinance from 1025 pass on the first reading. Roadblock, homecoming program. This is application been put in before us with certificate of liability insurance for the Hayward High School football homecoming parade. Starting times at 1:30, ending time at 3 o'clock. So I think it's gonna take the normal route. Chief Evans and Chief Haynes, y'all aware of the permit. I think it's routine, same as always. They do have a property certificate of insurance. This event will take place on the 13th of September. Which is right around the corner. And it was made by the Tim Seymour Director of Athletics. Any questions, concerns about the roadblock permit for homecoming parade? Okay, here now we'll call for a vote. All those in favor, well, let's call for a motion. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the roadblock permit for the city of Brownsville.
I'll make a motion.
Motion, do I hear a second?
That's second.
Any questions, concerns? Here none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it know by the sign of aye. Those opposed, nay. Okay. Item number 8, we have the Brownsville Energy Authority here today to give us an update on our natural gas.
Real quick, a few handouts, and I think I had a sheet going around the side,
Yes.
didn't make it all the way, okay, there it is. Big handout, and look. There's an emergency plan for you,
Okay.
and I'm glad to see the chief of police back here also. Look, won't take long, appreciate y'all letting me come, I can contact, lots of public officials, we got planners, we have emergency folks, so basically this is kind of a safety update with natural gas, and we are constructing, about 4 miles, of system over at Blue Oval, and so our system is expanding, and lots of new people in the community digging, developing, remodeling, whatever it takes, so this is just a reminder. And we're supposed to do this by regulation also, but to contact certain public officials, and you guys are included in that. So basically, the main purpose of this is for everybody to understand, we are the natural gas provider. If there's an emergency, to contact us. We have an emergency plan. You're gonna see increased volume of safety literature coming out, radio ads, newspaper articles. We are seeing an increased volume of hits of our lines. With just what's going on in the community, you know, pardon our progress, whatever you call it. We ask that everybody call 811 before you dig, and if you hadn't heard that before, I'm glad I'm here, but 811 is it's a nationwide number. Everybody's heard of 911, 411, 511 for highways, whatever it is. 811 is a notification to get all the utilities located in an area where you're gonna dig. So, with a little planning, I mean, even the small jobs such as putting the mailbox up, we got it hit 2 weeks ago, somebody was using post hole digger, hit a PE pipe, and Mr. Shelton Merrill said we had to pull people to go fix. We've had 3 hits in the last 2 weeks. It costs money, it's disruptive to your neighbors. And the state is on us because Tennessee's growing, you know, lots of construction going on in the state. Our hits per 1,000 locate tickets is how we're graded. We're about double right now what the state average is, which is too many. So we've got to do better. So we're trying to communicate and everybody do your part. We got planners, industrial, we got police and fire and all you guys. So anyway, everybody has a part, but to know basically emergency plan, call us if there's a natural gas emergency. If anybody calls y'all complaining about anything with natural gas emergencies, let us know. I don't want to hear about everything y'all get complaining about. You don't want to hear everything you get either, I'm sure. So the plan defines who does what. BDA employees, you know, we're the gas specialists. We will call on police to help direct traffic. We'll call on fire for situations also. You know, I wouldn't talk to too many press, national press, if something big happens, don't tell them anything if you don't know what's going on. That's all we ask, you know, this is, in that situation, I hope it never happens, but, anyway. Also, BEA, personnel and vendors in there, again, so I got my sign in. Any questions at all? There's some safety stuff on here y'all can read, and, this won't be the last time I'm in here, hope maybe not too often, but anyway, just wanted to have a little update, so appreciate the time.
Okay, well, one thing I'm glad to see, not to belabor the situation, but Chief Sanders, Chief Evans, and Chief Haynes, thank you for being here because, I saw Dwayne, there he is, yeah, how you doing? So we, in coordinating all this, because we have to be aware, because if something happens, it happens. You know, in a small community, everybody's got a number. I even see a list of local contacts here, starting with me, city mayor, the county mayor, the fire chief, and they even have some cell phones listed out here. So not only and also this is a section on natural disasters and cyber attacks. You know, I mean, we got our IT department. We have to start thinking about things we never thought about. You know, used to be a random thing here and there, but we always encourage people to first call central dispatch.
Mhm.
Or like, so before you dig 811, if there's something we have to react, you call 911, which is, and of course, the central dispatch number is 731-772-1215. Anything that I know you just kind of put it in a nutshell, you know, we have to have coordination. One time we had tabletop drills from emergency management. So I think the more communication we have and the more training that we have, I think the better. I want to say, I think that all the aldermen, we all stand in favor of that. Just the natural disasters and the things you have to react to, we all about being prepared. So in preparedness, we just got to say, you live in the seismic zone. We see floods, we're seeing tornadoes, and we're seeing a lot of traffic. I see people come around this court square backwards just about 3 times a week. So it's no, you know, all your gas lines are marked, correct? Like in red.
You'll see gas is yellow, you'll see gas signs around, gas valves, warning here. Anything like that, it doesn't mean it's right on top of the line, but it's in the vicinity, so, and believe it or not, there's lines everywhere where you wouldn't think they are. And that includes us, phone lines, whatever it is, water, we don't want you to hit anything, because it's disruptive and it costs a lot of money. So, call before you dig, that's the main thing.
Okay.
And, if we smell gas, you know, it's a safety deal. Call us and we'll come sniff it out and figure out what's going on before it gets, because natural gas can be explosive at the right mixture, so we just want everybody to be safe.
Right, and thank y'all for being here, thank you, because it's just a reminder that, you know, if you have an accident, you know, and then you know, the police department responds to action, do traffic control, then you have the fire department coming to do, rescue, that they need to keep you on the loop, and I know you do, but it's just awareness. I often talk about how good our team is and how, you know, we have something special here in our small town, but we're growing, we need to be prepared, but business as usual, so thank you. Are there any questions from the alderman? Okay.
Thanks for letting me speak.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your work. Okay, the next thing on our agenda for tonight, is our community development report, Ms. Crystal Mann.
Are there any questions regarding the community development report? Okay.
One thing, and I'll cover it in my mayor's report, there's been a lot of improvements at the I-40 Advantage Park. We hear a lot about that in the news lately, but we continue to invest grants into the I-40 Advantage Park. Aaron's here, thank you for being here tonight. But we're seeing progress in our community, so we're just trying to do community development, which is economic development, which means jobs and increasing our tax base. That's the goal. And we continue to have grants to do that. We're still working on Hatchie and Mercer Road, the same, you know, nothing new. We're just still waiting on TDOT to give us a notice to proceed on some of these construction projects that we've been working on for a while. Okay, next we have a financial manager's report. And share that.
Are there any questions concerning the revenues and expenditures for the month of July? Hearing none, we have one budget amendment this tonight. And that budget amendment is for $83,075. And this is to cover the expenses for the first phase the world fair that you're working with.
Okay.
CSX is,
Yeah, and that represents half the amount, is that correct?
that's correct.
All right. If you have, there's no questions from the financial manager report, I'd like to, yes, sir.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, we've discussed the rail spur out there. I just wonder if we ever went back on the books and found anything that, any kind of contract that we had, or, you know, any kind of income coming in from the, from Westlake, as part of that process.
Yeah, Westlake Techner, not Precision Coils, but at one time it's MTD, that's what it's never been labeled MTD lead. There is someone dug up from the county, an agreement that was placed with the county mayor at the time. When I think Mayor Sharp was in office. So I hadn't seen, that was the first time I was privy to it, but yeah, we dug it up and it's supposed to be an income of $50 per car. I'm not sure exactly who was supposed to be responsible for that. It was an agreement drawn up by the county mayor, at that particular time. So we need to revisit what we do have now is an emergency rail repair. And then after we can, and moving forward, after we make this emergency repair, which the county should be, we pay half. Then we can look at enforcing that agreement and making sure that it's being accounted for.
Well, I mean, I definitely think the two are tied together, and
Yes.
if you would, Ms. Baxter, at least let's look and see, because if the agreement was for $50 a rail car back, I don't know, 10 years ago,
Mhm.
and we hadn't received any money, and then again, we're paying, you know, for the spur to be repaired. It seems like a pretty one-sided deal to me that maybe we shouldn't be involved in.
Yes, when I came to office, we did a major, right before I came in, Mayor Thurn did a major, got a DRA grant to rehab the entire spur. So the maintenance was not, so significant at the time. We had little small repairs here and there, because the coal line had been rehabbed right as I came into office. So that agreement wasn't passed on to me, but yeah, we need to look at it and see. I don't know who initiated the agreement. It was drawn up through our city county attorney. It came from industrial development, but we own the spur. So anything off the CSX main line, it's on us to provide those, service to the industries.
Well, just one other thing, I mean, I'm definitely planning on voting for
Yes, sir.
for the resolution. I just want to make sure that we support our industry partners, but our industry partners support, you know, what they say they were gonna do in that initial agreement.
All right, and at the time, it was NASCO, now it's Westlake, so there have been different personnel, including me as a new mayor and a new county mayor, so. Yes, someone did, I can't remember exactly where I got the email from, but once the question came up, that this agreement be brought forward, and then the question became enforcement. We've also had some talks with the IDB board, the Industrial Development Board, since it's an industrial service, that that we let them enforce or let them have the spur, let them, or some type of accountability entity, because it's all industry, there's no residential, services provided there. So we need to sit down with all entities involved, the city, the county, the IDB board, and say, look, moving forward, we'll make this an emergency repair. So they can continue to provide services to our industries, so, which are huge taxpayers in our community. So moving forward, I totally agree. We need to make sure that agreement is being amended, being updated, and being held accountable. At this time, though, we have this particular breath, but I agree moving forward to make sure. It's 10 years later, and I'm still finding things that go way back, and, you know, probably 20 years.
Well, I say that may be longer than that.
Yeah. Some of these things, so it's an ever evolving situation, but we try to do the best we can to make sure we continue to provide services and public safety for the entire community. And make sure that we make sure we watch our revenue, make sure everybody's accountable. So we will, I'm glad the agreement still exists. That's why it's good to document everything. So we'll pull it out, dust it off, and make amendments to it. Go, hey, Perry. I didn't see you first. Are there any other questions, concerns about this budget amendments and the financial management report? Okay. All right, at this time, I'd like to entertain two more, I guess we do them together. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the financial manager's report and the budget minutes presented for the emergency rail spur for half the expenses of $83,075. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion.
You make the motion, thank you, Ms. Flagg. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Been moved and properly second. Any questions or concerns? They haven't been presented, okay? Madam Clerk will call for the vote. All in favor, let it know by sign of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Okay, that can take care of the financial manager's report. Okay, now we have the mayor's report. All right, as you know, and I'm sure Ms. Black covered in her report, the back to school bash was a tremendous success. It was well attended. I can tell you, it was over 1,000 people there. My microphone keeps going in and out. It was well attended. There was at least over 1,000 people there. All the vendors and businesses came in from the community, came out supporting. The school system got involved. So I'm sure Ms. Flagg will tell you, we wasn't a backpack left when we got finished. There was a fashion show involved. And we got people excited and creating a buzz about what's going to happen as we go back to school. Just an awesome event. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mike. This is an awesome event, and it just goes back to tell that we should continue to have one school system, we're one community, we just support each other. And I want to say thank you to Vice Mayor Flagg. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you so much. There was a lot of work involved, a lot of stuff in the bags, a lot of it, but it wouldn't happen without you. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So it was as often as a picture of me as the superintendent there, wishing everybody a successful year. And the summer went by fast, but that's one of the community events that really you should be proud of. And thank you all for those who helped to participate. The bicentennial car show, Drake's not here, but I was pulled away for a funeral service, but this was a really good event. There were like 80 to 90 cars there. And it was a grassroots thing that we had the space to do it in. One of our bicentennial events that really turned out to be. I saw street rods, I saw rat rods, I saw all types of vehicles. And then people went to Livingston and ate after. So they contributed, put Brownsville on the map in a very positive way. And then we created a little revenue for our business around the square. I got hot that day, but it was really very well attended and well supported. So hopefully make this an annual event, but it was a bicentennial event. Towards the American Revolution, they did a poem that they put on, they framed and had to put, they wanted to donate to City Hall. I think there's an article be in the paper this week, Cindy Smith. And we they graciously accepted that poem written by a veteran, by a soldier. And we'll have it on full display in City Hall. So we're thankful for that. I-40 Advantage Park, as I said before, there's a tremendous improvements in the I-40 Advantage. That's the latest. We've had a series of site development grants and 3 investment grants and invested millions of dollars into I-40 Advantage to make it shovel ready. It's shovel ready. I see people talking all the time about what that means, but having sewer on the back, BEA putting a 30 megawatt substation on the front side of the site, and then getting the site development grant to put the road in. That's the gravel that you see there. I took that picture, but you did, far distance, you could see some equipment. And cost of construction received a bid on it. We were teed up to do it, but we didn't have the eligibility because we still were in the middle of the site development grant for a pump station for sewer in the center of the site. So we have made tremendous improvements of grading the site, put in an industrial access road, put sewer to the middle of the road, and then continue to make sure we prep this property shovel ready for our tier 1 and tier 2 industries that want to bring jobs and want to bring capital expenditures to our community. So thank you to all that's involved. This is a revenue source for us. Not only for us, but it's community development, it's economic development. This is the way you do it. It's taken 10 years. When I came in office, this was something we started. The grants weren't quite enough, but we kept hammering. We finished one out and get another. Finish one out and get another. So it's been a tremendous investment. Thank you to the economic and community development from the state. Thank you to TVA for the impressive grants. They worked hand in hand. When we weren't eligible for one, we had the other. So we just about every year we receive funding. The match on the site development grants is only 5% because we are a distressed county. So we getting the money for 5 cents on the dollar. You just don't get it cheaper than that. So we've all contributed together, the city and county own the property jointly. And at times when we first started off with the larger matches, the Industrial Development Board, we all pitched in. We all continue to maintenance that property. We don't know crops planting on it right now. But we're doing erosion control and we have a dedicated tractor, bush hog, from the city of Brownsville. We clip that, we keep it ready so that when we have our prospects come, we have something to present, they can see it. It's just a tremendous, it's 300 acres. We're the largest site, in West Tennessee that is at the level that you see it here. So thank you for everybody. It's been a labor of love. It's paying dividends now because you see Kim on the front side, we still have 165 acres on the back side. So the advantage is truly ours for our project. This weekend on Saturday, 9 o'clock, we'll be doing a family wealth summit. I want to say thank you to our sponsors. This event is completely sponsored, so it's free to the public. In South Bank, West Tennessee Bank step right up to the plate, along with Connor Real Estate and Blue Over SK and Ford Blue Over stepped up to be sponsors. So we have speakers. We have the founders of Slim and Husky. We have the Nickelodeon Kid of the Year. We have an entertainer, Chubb Rock. We have a whole plethora of people that have been successful with real estate, that have been successful as entrepreneurs. The young lady from Jackson has a juice company. She's going to be one of the speakers. So we're trying to appeal to change the mindset of people about building financial wealth. It's not about living from check to check. We're gonna see all these opportunities coming. We know we're in a tight now. We understand that. We're a stressed county. But as you change your mindset about moving forward, what does compound interest look like in your life? What about stock investments? What about diversification of a portfolio? So we want to plant these seeds early on. Hope this be the first. So we had to do something different. We had the opportunity for someone to come in to orchestrate the program. I said, we get the sponsors to pay for it, we'll go for it. So that's what we also did. We couldn't do it without a sponsor, but we have tickets. It's a free event. It is ticketed so we can make sure we have an account for the number of lunches to be provided by one of our sponsors, and we move forward. This all grew from a program we did in the middle and high school. Hello, Superintendent Marsh, how you doing? A program that grew from the middle and high school to create the kids called home, and we move forward. So we just take place at the Hayward High School in the gymnasium, and the cooperation with the school that sent flyers out with the kids. And it's a financial wealth. It'll be from 9 to 3. Then we have an open panel. Mary Matizik from Bob will come join myself, along with Jordan, who's over the financial empowerment counselor from the United Way. We're gonna do an open session, and then we're gonna have some music and make it fun, make it not boring, and then have breakout sessions. People want to learn about real estate, they go to this session, and then they can rotate. So the space was provided by the school and our sponsors. So it's just something that that grew legs and they've grown. Even during the summer, we had a virtual program through the Boys and Girls Club. And so it's not just for kids, it's for teenagers, it's for adults. We all can learn something. So the idea is to change the conversation at the dinner table. So you can start taking that. And then, our presenter, Dr. Fuller, has done this in other cities, in New York, in Atlanta, and places like that. But Brownsville, Tennessee deserves the same exposure to opportunities as anybody else. So, and he's gonna give away some stock. He's gonna give away some stock and tell you don't have to have a lot of money to invest into your future, to the benefits of your family. So I think it's a very positive event. We're gonna try and see where it goes, and it won't be a one and done. We'll continue to partner and unlocking the financial future potential that we have in everybody. So we're just trying to move forward. The assets that we have in our community are the people, and we want to continue. Anytime I see a program I think that may work, I do some vetting, and I said, look, if we can bring this to the people, and it's going to help the people of Brownsville, Tennessee, I'm all in, and I know you are too. So this is just an example of one of the things we can do by having relationships and continue conversation. The bicentennial highlights, we talked about some of those events already. Okay, and I did, Lena, I think was there. Yeah, Lena's here. We were able to attend the Industrial Rural Development Roundtable, Lone Oaks, put on by Brooksy Carlson, the Tennessee Department of Economic Community Development, but USDA was there, Delta Regional Authority was there, and we just set it, all this community, we set at one table, and then the resources rotated to us, and we got to have a very good conversation about, well, what do you have? What does this mean? How do we get grant funding? What do we support? What are the problems? Instead of trying to make the grant fit us, we were to them and said, they came to us and said, what are your problems? Truck traffic on our square, housing, support for early childhood literacy, anything that we know, we see, we need foundation, we're addressing those issues as we move forward. Okay, I think that's all I have for my mayor's report tonight. And Alderman report, Alderman Pugh.
Don't have anything, so.
Okay, Alderman Bishop.
No report.
Okay, Vice Mayor Flag.
I have a utility report, TVA bill for June $1,363 and 1,363,740 for July. That was for July and August. No, July was $1,462,220.51. Beginning of August 1, our average resident electric bill increased 0.359 due to the TVA fuel cost. I'd like to thank each of you, Mayor already mentioned.
Thank you.
Back to school bash, I appreciate all of y'all took part in it, and it was a success. And thanks me, I couldn't, he was giving me the credit, but I have to give you all the credit because I couldn't have done it without you all. But I'm asking you to do one more thing. It's time for National Night Out. It's September the 17th, and anyone that would like to take part in it, then just pick up a form and get it back to me, and there's no cost, it's free. And it's one of the biggie, it's just as larger than the back to school bash, but we can't do this without that. So the school and the city is putting the National Night Out on. Like I said, we can't do that without you all. And I plan to have a neighborhood watch meeting on August the 26th. And I see that I need to have one because I like to get them to the party to come in and the school to come in and tell the residents as to what's going on, with all the new things that's coming up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Of course, on our printed agenda, but on our agenda, we also have an opportunity for departmental reports. Anything from the fire department? Dwayne, I see you have any department report? Okay. One thing that has come up, we want to mention just for transparency's sake, I have a request from the police department that can be handled administratively. They have 6 openings and we had 3 in this budget year, but they're having issues filling those positions. So, and we know that the school needs school resource officers. So in trying to stay competitive, we want to move this money. It doesn't require a budget amendment, but I just want to make sure that the blessings of the alderman, and being transparent, that we're gonna move some money from those positions, if they feel they can't fill those 3 new additional positions, and move it into a salary line within the budget. It's handled administratively, but I always try to be transparent with aldermen, and I know there was some concerns. I think everybody's in favor, of making sure we support our police department, move that money from those salaries, and stay within that threshold. I think, we're talking about $100,000, that we can move into salaries for the police department, within their budget without requiring us to have a budget amendment. It's an administrative, move that was requested from the police department, but I just wanted to make sure that, Honorable Bishop, like I said, we're transparent. Are there any questions or comments on this administrative line item adjustment?
Just a comment, Mayor, I think what we're saying is, safety. What I'm saying is that safety is our #1 priority in our community. And we have to be competitive with other police departments, surrounding police departments. We can't afford to keep training officers and having them move to Ripley or Bolivar Sheriff Department or Tennessee Highway Patrol. We invest in our officers, and we have to make sure that we get our investment back out of our officers. And I think this is the way to do that. It wasn't exactly like, we would normally do, just giving a raise and having a big discussion about a raise, but moving those positions that are not going to be filled, will help us utilize that money and keep our requirements for officers on the street. And I think that's #1 priority.
Okay. Any questions, comments, just fine, yeah.
Just need to make a correction on my utility report. I saw 2 sets of figures, but I didn't see for 1 month. It's just too much on here. But June is $1,363,445.49. For July, it was $1,462,229.51. I apologize, I was wrong, but I didn't see but 1 month, but I saw 2 sets of figures.
Yes, ma'am. Do you have any comments, please? Okay, everybody pretty much in favor. We had a discussion, but we just want to make sure we continue to publicly support our police department and public safety, fire department, as we move forward. So that's the adjustment we'll make. Okay, at this time, we close out of sorry, Superintendent March, do you have any comments, anything you want to go? How did your meeting go today?
It went very well. We are going to do our due diligence on a piece of property on Highway 7.
Okay, yeah, but. So you see there's a lot of movement going on, not just gas lines, but it all works together. We continue, I think, that everybody who did it. So at this time, we can close out. Our session is open for any public comments, 2 minutes about anything on tonight's agenda. Do we have any public comment? Okay, hearing none. That concludes the other thing we have on our agenda for tonight. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
A second.
All right, there we go. All those in favor to get up and we'll go home and see you next time. Thank you, Rich.
This is.